right, it's KandiShow, episode 23. We're moving up in the world. It is July 19th, 2021. It's 11:58 a.m. Pacific time. My name is Vinnie, Kandis.
I'm Alec Kandis.
I still don't want to say my last name anymore, but he told me we got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
So
we got to say it.
Anyway, before, because it's just a small thing, and then we'll get into the epic Space Jam new, I don't know if it's what do you call this, a sequel, or you call it a remake? But only other thing this weekend was good. We won't talk about UFC yet. I'll save the Islam Makhachev stuff. But this weekend I did hit a $600 bet on Colin Morikawa to win the British Open. $30 at 20 to 1. So I only collected $630. That was a nice little come up. We talked bets on this weekend, so I figured if we always talk bets on this podcast, so I figured if we hit something, we might as well talk about it in the intro. Hit Morikawa with $630, and then we'll get into UFC. But I did hit a 3-team parlay in UFC as well. The one we talked about on our Makhachev versus Moises fight card predictions bet. We went 3 for 3, and I put 100 on that 3-team parlay. So ended up collecting 900 yesterday. So quick little come up this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Something light. All right, let's just jump right into it. You know what's kind of funny too? I thought about this last night, but it's our episode 23, and we're getting right into the king of 23, Mr. LeBron James. But he actually switching his number. He's going to be...
Wait, that's disrespectful.
Well, the new king. I mean, Michael Jordan. We're going to get all into it because it all translates with the real king, Michael Jordan. But, and so, yeah. So it's episode number 23. The first topic of Space Jam came out Friday. LeBron James, he was 23. He's actually switching back to number 6. Really? Yeah, he's switching back to number 6.
Why?
6 Lakers. I don't know. I think him and Drake buds. He was 6 on the Heat. It's either to me, it's either some black magic shit.
Is it Illuminati
I think it's some black magic shit, to be honest. That's how I really felt when he went to the Heat. 6, that, we know that number is like the worst number possible, 66. And then Drake is from the 6. Drake and LeBron been hanging out, Drake's been like fucking his sons, LeBron's sons, teammates' wives. Yeah, that's who we had.
Oh, right. Yeah, the Dodger date.
Yeah, that was Bronny James' teammate's wife.
Yeah.
I mean, teammate's mom. But
that shit is crazy though. Just having a day in the middle of Dodger Stadium like that.
Yeah, it's a little much.
It's a little much.
But whatever. I guess it's fly too.
That's hard to maintain though, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. All right. So yeah, LeBron is number 6 now. But anyway, he's 23. So Space Jam, is it called the new? What is it called? Space Jam. It's Space Jam something. I just want to make sure I'm saying this right. Bring the 4th one up. It's on there. My brother is subscribed to CNN.com, so he's getting his emails. Hold on a second here. Space Jam, A New Legacy. Yeah. So it brought in an estimated 31.6 million in North America this weekend, and I guess it says, I'm reading this right here. It says it exceeded industry expectations, which projected the film to bring in closer to 20 million for its debut. It actually says the number is somewhat surprising for a few reasons. For starters, the Warner Bros. Film was widely panned by critics. The sequel to the 1996 family movie starring Michael Jordan has a 31% score on review site Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, is that what it has right now? 31% good.
I guess so.
That's right in my bag. Damn. So let's get into it. So first and foremost, I want to bring this up. We didn't talk about this, and I'm kind of happy we didn't talk about it yet.
Wait. 81% audience score, though. I guess that was the critic score. It was 31. That's surprising.
I usually think some critics are corny, just like everything else, but I'm more on them. And 81%, I'm sure it's fucking 16 and under who even goes on the website.
Putting reviews on that?
What?
On CinemaScore? You think millennials are going to CinemaScore and giving their review?
They're doing something.
I doubt it.
Well, and how about this? Let's go down a little bit more to you before I get this. It says it's also available on HBO. Wait, so the other reason that the solid box is a bit surprised is because Space Jam was also available on HBO Max. So wow, that's 31 million at movie theaters.
Yeah,
like I watch on HBO Max. I know there's a bunch of us now that watch all the movies that come out on HBO Max. I'm one of them. The film, which was reportedly, this was part of it, had a $150 million production budget.
Damn. Which
was released streaming service at no extra charge to subscribers on the same day it was released in theaters. Blah blah blah. All right, so the week before the movie came out, they dropped the soundtrack. Okay. Yeah. And the reason this is important, like the first one, and I'm happy we had the year. I didn't know it was 96. The first Space Jam came out in 1996. Alec wasn't even thought of yet, so he can't really speak about any of this.
No, I watched a lot of that. Don't do that.
A lot of it was the soundtrack, which made it good. And so they came out a week before with the soundtrack, and they have all the big stars. I'm just gonna read down some of them: Lil Baby, Lil Wayne, Chance the Rapper, John Legend, Lil Uzi Vert, SZA, John Legend again, Jonas Brothers, Dame Dollar, Corday,
Damn.
Joyner Lucas, Leon Bridges, just to name a couple.
Oh wow.
And then I went and played through it, and it was okay. And I thought maybe I had to put like 2 and 2 together, like the music with the movie, so I didn't like judge it too much. So then the movie comes out a week later, and I don't know what I really want to say other than, well, first we should say this: the one in '96 with Jordan, that movie meant a lot to me. Like, that was one of my favorite movies of all time. I would have been 6 or 7 at that point, watched that all the time, till the point where my mom was like, "Oh, I wish we could see the new one together." Like, bro, I'm 31, I'm grown, I got kids now. But yeah, I get it. But she was just saying that to the point, like, it meant a lot to me as a kid and to her as a kid, or when I was a kid. My first take is the $150 million production budget.
Right.
They have everyone in there, bro. They have, and I was thinking about these people, but I think the one woman's name is Sarah Silverman. That's the popular comedian girl?
Yeah.
Pull her up just to make sure I'm not butchering it, that it's Sarah Silverman. She has brown hair now, though, right?
I mean, I don't keep up with
Sarah Silverman. Sarah Silverman. Images. Yeah, that's her. She's in it. Okay. So Sarah Silverman's in it. They got Don Cheadle, who we know costs $1.
Oh, damn.
They got the Asian dude from The Walking Dead, who was on there. You know, the Asian dude used to date the white girl with the brown hair.
He was just on Bobby Lee's podcast, too.
Was he?
Yeah.
They got, I can't believe is it Lil Howery or something? That black comedian? Howery. Howery. No, not Lil Duval, bro. Well, anyway, they got him and Ernie Johnson, and those are the people I'm thinking of off the top of my head. I'm sure I'm missing a couple other stars that were in there.
But so, there's a lot
of stars, $150 million budget, you know.
Right.
And the biggest thing to me is just one is this: LeBron James has always been corny in general, anyway, in real life. So he's even more corny in the movie. Like, it's cringe-worthy to watch LeBron try to act, you know. At least in the first one, and again, they're really not acting. You're just being themselves. Like, Jordan was just being Jordan. LeBron is just being LeBron. Like, it's a movie with them in it. They're the basketball players who are like the stars. But at least, I mean, and that's saying a lot if it made Jordan look like a good actor, because Jordan wasn't a good actor either. But he was way better than LeBron. It was just borderline cringe-worthy for me to watch it.
Did you come in with like preconceptions to hate it though?
No, I came in with preconception to enjoy it.
Really?
Because the first one meant a lot to me.
Yeah. But you love shitting on LeBron.
Well, I do love shitting on LeBron because he's corny,
right.
and he's cringy.
Yeah.
And this is what he was. It was just a typical LeBron, if not worse, more cringeworthy. I mean, at least he looked harder courtside Game 5 of the Phoenix Suns series. He had like all these gold chains on his shit. He looked way harder then. He's probably better. He looks harder if he just doesn't speak, probably. But and then that being the case also, and then so they did the same thing like in '96 where they took the powers from Charles Barkley. Who was it? Charles Barkley, I think Larry Johnson, Sean Bradley, and Muggsy Bogues. I'm pretty sure. This one they did Damian Lillard, Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson, and then they did a girl this time, girl power. They had to throw some girl power in there. Diana Taurasi. But that was just corny too. Like.
Maybe it's just because you're 31 and the movie's not for you now.
But I'm still in tune. He likes it. Yeah, he liked it.
Okay, well there you go. That's who it's for.
He watched it like 3 times.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
Yeah, but he always watches them 3 times. He watches Boss Baby 3 times, Congress, Godzilla 3 times.
I doubt that you're the targeted audience, you know. It's for
True.
The kids. That's why they're advertising on Fortnite.
No, that's what I do think. Like the 30% one of the critics are probably people my age and older, and probably the 81% fans are 20 and younger.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe. I mean, no.
Were any of your friends rushing out to see it?
Huh?
Were any of your friends rushing out to see it?
I don't really talk to many people.
Okay. So I think it was shot for 20 under. But my point is this, though. With these big movies, though, typically, though, they do make it enticing for the adults as well because they know the adults will bring the kids.
Yeah. Well,
and honestly, I bet there were some adults who did bring it and didn't think LeBron James was that corny. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could be the case. Just like your average Joe who doesn't really watch basketball or nothing, they might have thought it was all right.
What like specifically did you not like about it?
Well, first and foremost, that LeBron James is cringeworthy. Period. Like you can't get away from that. Him trying to be like a dad, like it was just cringeworthy. So I don't like LeBron being LeBron, I guess. But I don't like LeBron acting in this movie. Shout out to LeBron Productions, by the way. LeBron Productions is attached to like every movie in Hollywood now. I don't know what he did, but he moved to LA and got right in with everybody. Yeah. But shout out to you for that. The second part that I don't like, and this definitely didn't happen in the first one. I was trying to like remember if I was missing something, but so this one they do like a dad having a disagreement with his son, and the son like created this like basketball video game. So then, but he was like but LeBron was pressing the son to be more into real basketball, but instead he like making video games or something. So LeBron and the son had like a beef kinda. And then the way this one works, instead of like when Michael Jordan got pulled through the golf hole and they're like in the Looney Tune world, this one was like they went through like some like cyber, I forget what it's called. It was like Warner 3000. It's like some cyber net, and which was a little weird, but I guess they're trying to be like more 2021.
Like a virtual reality.
Yeah, they went down an elevator into their cybernet, and Don Cheadle's like the bad guy, like running shit, and brings them down to the cyber world. And but what's weird, it's LeBron in the Looney Tunes versus his son in the Monstars. So one, I thought that there was some weird like.
Yeah, it's weird.
Weird thing to have, like they're already doing some like weird father versus son thing, like pushing this out. But whatever, that does happen in real life. But so I just didn't get that. I didn't know, why is the dad versus the son, you know? So that was like a weird twist that I didn't really enjoy. So you're asking me what? LeBron was a horrible actor. Right. I didn't like that LeBron versus his son, which was weird. And then the last thing, I just thought it was half-assed. But, you know, I honestly think movies in general are more half-assed than they used to be. But so that could just be movies. Most movies these days just aren't that good to me.
I feel like remakes, for the most part, typically don't hit.
Yeah, that could be it, too.
Yeah. Especially with a legendary one like that, too, you know. I
mean, there had to be some legend. I wish we knew we could say something that did work out. But, yeah, I guess
a remake? I can't even think of one, really.
And I guess for putting the $150 million in, I just felt like it was a little hollow and a little half-assed. But again, you know, it probably hit for all the kids. I'm sure all the kids liked it. So
that's all that matters.
Yeah, and I guess that's all that matters. And shit, they exceed the expectations. They expected $20 million, and they hit $31 million box office, and that's not counting that a bunch of people watch on HBO Max. Yeah, me and Hendrix watch on HBO Max. So,
so it didn't give you any flashbacks to your happy childhood
Absolutely
memories?
Not.
Damn.
No, I did not believe I could fly after watching this one. No, I felt like.
Can you listen to that song now?
What?
Or is that like illegal to listen to R. Kelly?
No, you can. It's just part of the cancel culture.
Yeah.
People just.
Do they even have them on like Spotify and shit? You know.
Let's check.
Is it morally fucked up to want to listen to R. Kelly?
I mean, I don't think it's whatever.
If I want to get I Believe I Can Fly in the morning.
No, I don't think so. I mean, again, you know, they're just like, oh, you're supporting. Like, I don't believe in the whole cancel culture thing, but yeah. Oh yeah, he's on here. Yeah, I Believe I Can Fly. 80 million views on Spotify. But anyway. So we were supposed to shout out R. Kelly, but overall, let's just say on a scale to 1 to 10, me personally, I'll give it like a 1.5.
No, is that bad, bro?
Bro, I didn't like it.
It's that bad?
Like it.
Why the 0.5 too?
At least I want to give it something.
Yeah,
like for effort.
That's
okay,
awful.
You want me to give? I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3.5.
Okay,
happy.
Still
just
bad,
for effort, they did bring in some like big time stars, but.
And you're saying the music wasn't good either?
I just didn't like it. It didn't mix well. It just seemed hollow to me, you know. But maybe because the songs in that one were huge. Welcome to the jam, but you know that shit was hard coming out the jump. And the I Believe I Can Fly at the beginning, like that was with Michael Jordan and his dad, like sad thing because his dad died. This is like LeBron fighting his son. It was like the complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like the complete opposite spectrum, some Black Magic stuff. But shout out to Space Jam, A New Legacy. Shout out to LeBron. And but yeah, I just thought the movie was trash overall.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't watch.
What was your take on the movie that you didn't see?
I didn't see it. Oh. I wasn't expecting much though. Just because remakes aren't that great, you know.
Yeah, it was trash overall.
Especially with like legendary movies, you know. Other than like Batman, what are some other good remakes like that?
I don't know. We'd have to think about it. I can't think of remakes right now, but you're right. Most are bad, and again, I think movies are a little less, like a little hollower these days, anyway. But especially big ones like this.
I definitely don't see enough, and if I do see, it's because people are talking about it, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they're marketing. I mean, they put $150 million into it. I don't know if that was a budget on everything, but marketing. I mean, it was the toys at It was the toys at McDonald's. It was on the Lucky. It was on the Lucky Charm box. It was
Fortnite,
everywhere.
right?
Fortnite, LeBron James
huge.
came out with the character, so they were pushing that shit.
Isn't
everywhere.
it crazy? That's how they advertise now.
Yeah,
it's like with skins and stuff,
everything.
and it works.
Yep. They did it on Call of Duty too when they did the Die Hard and the Die Hard and what was that?
Die Hard and Rambo. Yeah.
So all right, that's it on my Space Jam: A New Legacy review. I don't got much more. All right.
What's next?
Let's do. Do we want to do any of the? I mean, last week we kind of talked about it with the COVID thing, and now Los Angeles County is pushing masks.
Yeah.
We see that the Palazzo and the Venetian, I guess you have to wear masks inside now.
I've been seeing that it's only the employees.
That article I sent you
Yeah.
said that, but I saw one before that I'm pretty sure.
I think it's still voluntary. Like they're saying they recommend that you do wear a mask now, but I don't think it's
But it's
mandatory.
always been that, right? So
No, before it was actually mandatory.
No, but I'm saying that didn't change since we got the masks off. They said they still recommend it. That hasn't changed in the last couple of days. It was still recommended before that.
Well, now they're recommending it more. Like, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But it's not mandatory.
So now it's really recommended.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. They just upped it.
Okay.
You know?
Well, shout out to
I hope we're not leaning into that coming winter time, and they push it again. But
yeah, you're right. Casinos reimposed mask mandate for employees. But I thought they were already wearing them anyway. But I guess this is something that's going to unfold this week, I'm assuming. Because the Los Angeles County thing was just on Friday or something?
Right.
So in California, once stuff started in California, then it started happening everywhere. But all right, that's it. I don't have much on the COVID. We'll just give a weekly update on that. All right, let's get into UFC. Okay.
Cool.
Let's do just a little bit this weekend. The two takeaways. We said on the earlier podcast, on the beginning of the podcast, we did go 3 for 3. I did put $100 on that 3-team parlay. It only paid like 1.6 to 1, but whatever. A win's a win. We went with I'm drawing a blank on the guy who beat Jeremy Stevens' name. Oh, Gamrot.
Gamrot, yeah.
Gamrot, who won by
Tate.
a first round Kimura, which is beautiful. Misha Tate looked incredible. I mean, obviously Islam Makhachev because he looks like a future title contender, but him and Misha Tate were the talks of the town.
Yeah.
Holly Holm posted an Instagram post, wants to run it back with Misha Tate. Misha Tate beat her once already, wants to run it back. They'll probably set that one up. That's a big fight. So for Misha to come back after 5 years and look as good as she did, that's huge for the UFC because she's a big star for the women.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm excited to see how that goes. And then the big thing is Islam Makhachev. But that's one thing I forgot. Pull up the UFC lightweight rankings real quick. On just UFC lightweight rankings, search it. So Islam Makhachev won by 4th round. What was it, TKO or submission? I've already drawn a blank. So here it is. So this is the UFC lightweight rankings. We got Islam Makhachev at number 9. So after he called out, because him and Rafael Dos Anjos were supposed to fight, and I think Dos Anjos got COVID or something, had to pull out, and then he fought Drew Dober. So and in the octagon, he called out Dos Anjos.
Yeah.
At the post-fight interview, he called out Michael Chandler.
So he called out
Tony Ferguson to basically end the Khabib, because it was always Khabib versus Tony. They tried that fight like 4 or 5 times, and it never worked. So.
Right. I'd love to see that fight.
And then I believe somewhere Dana White said Beneil Dariush. So it looks like Dariush, Chandler, Ferguson, Dos Anjos. Oh wait, and then Dan Hooker came out and said something to Makhachev too. He's like, you're just doing Khabib's homework basically. It's trying to throw some shots. Like you're just trying to beat Khabib. But so basically, it looks like we could do Dan Hooker, Rafael Dos Anjos, Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler, or Beneil Dariush. Of the 5, who would you like to see him fight next?
I mean, I'd take all 5, but Tony Ferguson I'd like a lot. Michael Chandler. I mean, the most competitive fight out of those, I think, would be Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see the Tony Ferguson fight the most.
So, see, I'm different. Like, we think Ferguson's washed up. Why do we want to see that? He lost to Dariush, lost to Oliveira Gaethje.
But just to end him.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd rather see Beneil Dariush
and they're bigger names. Yeah.
I mean, Dariush is up to number 4. He just beat Ferguson. I feel like that'd be a more competitive fight.
Yeah.
And that's.
Are these updated rankings though?
Yeah.
Is he now 9?
Well, no, they come out with new rankings Monday, so we'll have new rankings today.
So what do you think he's gonna jump to then? Or will he stay the same?
I don't know. It's a good question. Looks like Conor.
I'm just saying 7 and 9 are a little closer than 4 and 9. You know.
Yeah, but it's like the thing too, and I read some stuff is like it's the time is now. We don't need to do one more build up fight and kill another legend. At least I don't. He'll kill Dos Anjos. He'll kill Ferguson.
So what do you think? It's like one more fight and then a title fight?
Dariush, because Chandler Dariush are still title contenders,
Yeah.
So I honestly think Dariush, because I still want to see Chandler make a little bit of run. I think Dariush is a good one. You know, because he's not a big name. If he wins this, they're going to have to definitely give him, a big fight or a title elimination fight.
Right.
I would like to see Dariush or maybe Michael Chandler, but I would like to see the Michael Chandler Gaethje fight. Because they both fought for a title. You kind of got to eliminate one of them.
You said Dana White was pushing Dariush?
Well, I saw a thing on YouTube. I don't know if it was fake or not. I didn't see Dana said it. It said Dana says Makhachev should be the next fight. But once I read that, I thought that is a good fight.
Yeah.
Dariush is number 4. He's won a bunch in a row. And that's a good fight. And again, I almost would probably, to be honest, I'd probably rather see Dan Hooker than Ferguson or Dos Anjos. He's younger. He lost 2 in a row. But what? He got clipped in the first by Chandler. And he lost to Poirier in a fight where Hooker had some big waves in that fight. Who's Poirier's number 1 guy right now besides Oliveira.
Do you have Makhachev versus everybody?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, you'd have to show me something. He just looks so... He's like Khabib, like he can wrestle you and beat you up down there, has great jiu-jitsu. But also his striking is real crisp, too, and he's a little longer. Right. I was impressed with his striking. Yeah, I mean, I probably got Makhachev over everybody.
I mean, who do you think's the closest fight? I mean, would it be Charles Oliveira?
Probably Oliveira.
Yeah?
Because the one thing that at least Thiago Moises did, and Thiago Moises isn't even that good, sometimes he could like shoot a triangle, and it didn't really work, but it kind of worked, and he could replace the guard really well. We know Oliveira can do that.
I just feel like the Chandler fight's the closest. I mean, I have Chandler again. If Oliveira and then make that rematch, I have Chandler over Oliveira again.
It's just hard to say that when Oliveira beat him, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
The one thing at Chandler is, again, it's like with those big muscle-bound guys, if they don't take you out, he almost has the Conor McGregor syndrome. But hopefully we're not right.
What do you mean by that?
Like, you got to finish him the first 5 minutes. And if you don't, that muscle and that force you push out drains out. And Oliveira came out in the second round and pieced him up. So it's like Chandler's really good for 5 minutes. I got to see if he can win, if he can fight for a long time.
Yeah.
He did back in the day against Eddie Alvarez and shit, but again.
I mean, he's a wrestler.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I like that fight. I like Makhachev versus Chandler. So I want to see Makhachev versus Chandler or Dariush.
That seems like a championship fight, honestly.
What you shoot with Ferguson and Dos Anjos is have them fight each other.
Yeah.
And then if one of them wants to make one more little push, okay, but you knock each other off, right? I mean, they haven't fought each other, I don't believe.
Right.
All right, that's all I want to say with Makhachev. And then, all right, let's get into this weekend's fights. We got UFC. What do they call this one? UFC on ESPN 27?
Yeah, I looked it up, though, and it didn't pop up, so I'm not sure. Every week it seems to do that. I don't know.
Okay.
But this says UFC on ESPN 27.
Okay. Well, that's what we're going to call it. We did the last one, UFC on ESPN 26. So UFC on ESPN 27, we got Corey Sandhagen taking on TJ Dillashaw. In the co-main event, they're doing the young rising prospect Aspen Ladd versus Macy Chiasson, I believe. We have Raulian Paiva versus Kyler Phillips. We got the OG Darren Elkins versus Derek Minner. We also got another girl who is surging, Macy Barber versus Miranda Maverick, who's also surging. And then we'll go with Alex's favorite fighter, Mickey Gall versus Jordan Williams.
Here we go.
All right, so let's start with Mickey Gall versus Jordan Williams. Pull up. First off, we'll go Jordan Williams, then I want to see those lines. I think he's Jordan Williams minus 215 anyway. But who has he fought? Contender Series lost. Then he got another chance, won. And then he lost to Nasruddin Imasov. Okay. Go up a little bit. What's his wins by it? KO.
One submission, one decision.
Association 9-4. NorCal Fighting Alliance. Okay. And then click on Mickey. Mickey can't win fights anymore, just so you know.
What do you mean, bro?
He lost to Mike Perry. Mike Perry is a bum.
You love Mike Perry.
He lost to Diego Sanchez.
That's your favorite fighter,
He lost to Diego
bro.
Sanchez.
Yeah.
I mean,
those are 2 hard fights.
Old guys.
Yeah. Tough old guys.
Got finished by Diego. Let's not get it
twisted. Who has Mickey Gall? He beat Sage Northcutt? Damn.
Oh.
Mike Jackson is a known body. Ron Temple.
Mike Jackson takes pictures for a living.
Oh, wait. Which one's CM Punk?
Phil Brooks.
Oh, Phil Brooks? That's his name? Okay.
So he beat a photographer.
Yeah.
He beat a wrestler.
Right.
Lost to Mike Perry, who he knows drunk in that fight. But anyway, so go to the lodge just to make sure we're saying this right.
Yeah.
I want to see. Let's follow William Hill from now on, the fourth one. Yeah. Plus 170. You were on it, the first one. Plus 170. Mickey Gall, Jordan Williams minus 200.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Jordan Williams by decision.
I'll go Mickey Gall by decision.
Oh, this guy. I told you that's his favorite fighter. He's a sucker.
We'll take him.
All right, let's go to the next one. We got the next fight on the card is going to be, is it the Darren Elkins or we got girl first? Oh, no. So we got Macy Barber versus Miranda Maverick. So click on Macy Barber. So this is funny because Macy Barber and Aspen Ladd is also on this card. Were two undefeated young girls, and they were coming up. Mm-hmm. But then she lost to Roxanne Modafferi from Vegas, who's old, and Alexa Grasso, who I like Alexa Grasso. But she was like, they were giving her a lot of hype. But then she lost her last two.
She's young.
Yeah, and let's see Miranda Maverick.
She's a stud. Yeah,
she was at the House of Muay Thai. Miranda Maverick's... okay, so go down real quick. Sorry, what is this? 2-0 in the UFC.
Yeah.
She beat Pearl Gonzalez outside of the UFC, who was also in the UFC. Okay, and what's her wins by? 5 submissions, so she's got good jits. Mm-hmm. What is the lines on this one? I think Miranda Maverick's a slight favorite, correct? Miranda Maverick, William Hill, minus 130, plus 110. That's a close one.
What are you gonna go with?
Macy Barber just on such a run, but if you lose to Roxanne Modafferi.
Yeah, I'm going with Miranda Maverick by second round TKO.
Ooh, nah, I'll go with Miranda Maverick by decision.
Okay, cool.
All right, next
this one's kind of interesting.
Darren Elkins, the OG, versus Derek Minner. I don't know enough about Derek Minner. Click on Derek Minner.
Yeah. 26-11, 31.
22 submissions.
22 submissions. Damn.
Charles Rosa, TJ Laramie. But you're not going to submit Darren Elkins, which is the funny thing. You'd probably better off just piecing him up at this point. That's a lot of submissions. Mm-hmm. Herbert Burns, he beat Gilbert's brother. Oh, yeah, he beat him on the Contender Series. Oh, no, he lost to Herbert Burns.
Yeah, lost.
And then he went back to MCF, DCF. They gave him a shot on Grant Dawson. Then he's won 2 in a row. Okay, click on Darren Elkins' last couple of fights.
How old is he now? 37. How long has he been in the UFC, though?
A while.
Like over a decade?
I mean, scroll down. Let's see. You'll see. Oh, it's probably all. Well, no, go up a little bit. UFC Live 1. Is that his first one? 2010 versus Dwayne Ludwig. DJ Dillashaw's coach. 11 years now.
Yeah.
And look at the ones he lost to real quick. So wait, no, the top. Go up. The last 4. So he lost to Volkanovski, the champ. Mm-hmm. Ricardo Lamas has been a savage. Ryan Hall, who we like, and then Nate Landwehr. But he did win his last fight versus Luis Edward Gargario. What's the line?
Who's that?
Yeah, what's the line on this?
13.
Darren Elkins plus 140. Derek Minner minus 165. This is a good one.
I always bet against the old guys, so I'm gonna go Derek Minner by decision.
How old is Derek Minner?
I think 31 or 30.
Let's see. Derek Minner is 31.
31. A lot of fights though. 37 total fights, pro fights.
22 subs is pretty impressive.
Yeah, impressive. Yeah.
Impressive. Fighting on Nebraska City, Nebraska. This is a tough one. I almost want to go Darren Elkins, but I'm gonna go with Derek Minner by a first round sub.
Damn. After you just preached that he can't sub him. Mm-hmm. That's how you feel.
The more I think about it, he's just a wrestler. Like he could take his back and rear naked choke him.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one, we got Raulian Paiva versus Kyler Phillips. Mm-hmm. I don't know too much about these young gentlemen, so let's click on them both. Raulian Team Alpha Male, okay, 25, 20-3. He is 2 well, if you count the Contender Series.
He lost his 2 out of the Contender Series, and now he's on a 2-fight win streak.
It was a split, though, and he lost by a cut. Mm-hmm. So, and he did win a split. So he's 3-2. Decision, KO, Mark De La Rosa. Okay, then click on Kyler Phillips. Looks like he has a brown belt. 5 KOs, 26 MMA lab. He's 3-0 in the UFC. Gabriel Lavilla, Kimrias Young, Sadong. What is the lines on this one?
I think Phillips is a decent favorite.
Kyler Phillips minus 290. Yeah. Raulian Paiva plus 2.
Minus 270.
Minus 270 plus 220.
Yeah.
Okay. I got I'm gonna go with Kyler Phillips by decision.
Yeah, I'll go Kyler Phillips by second round submission.
All right. So then the co-main event again. They're trying to hype up these girls a little bit. Mm-hmm. We got Aspen Ladd, again, who was similar to Macy Barber. She was undefeated. Click on her. Did she lose her last fight? Or the fight before that? The fight before that. To Jermaine Durandamy, who's a savage. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But she beat Yana Kuniskaya, who's a savage as well. She has some good wins on there.
2019, though.
Beat Lena Landsberg, Tanya Evinger. So she took about a year and a half off.
Yeah.
And then Macy Kiasen, who's won 2 in a row. She's 5-1 in the UFC overall. What's her age? She looks a little older. Oh no, 29. Oh. Huh. Okay.
What are the odds for this?
Aspen Ladd, William Hill's minus 200. Macy Kiasen plus 170.
Okay, I'm gonna go Aspen Ladd by second round TKO.
That's what I was feeling too. And I think Aspen Ladd's that's why she's in the co-main event. The Macy Barber girl's down. She's lost too. Aspen Ladd's still got a little bit more potential.
Yeah.
I got Aspen Ladd, and I'm gonna go Aspen Ladd by decision as well.
Okay, cool.
All right, so the big fight on this card, the fight that this card was built around. That's what John Anik always says, the weigh-in. We have Corey Sandhagen, who I believe is ranked number 1 in the UFC in that division, or number 2 maybe, because Aljamain Sterling's champion, and versus TJ EPO Dillashaw.
That's disrespectful.
The return after 2 years.
Yeah.
He keeps letting us know he doesn't have to fight anymore because he makes money outside the octagon. I've heard him say that in 3 interviews. Like, no one cares, little man. I watched him on the Food Truck Diary with Brendan Schaub. But he's like, I don't even have to fight anymore.
Damn.
You know, I can make money outside. And he brought his juice truck to Brendan Shaw's Food Truck Diaries, which is funny. And it's actually called Clean Juice, which is really like a, what's the word for what's a clean juice? And you're the biggest bust. Yeah, it's very ironic. But so we got Corey Sandhagen, TJ Dillashaw. What's the rankings? The lines.
Dillashaw plus 155, Corey Sandhagen minus 180.
Okay.
Wow.
And Sandhagen, click on Sandhagen's last couple of fights. We don't care about Dillashaw because he fought in 8 years.
2, right?
Yeah. So he beat Frankie Edgar. Oh, yeah. He flying kneed Frankie Edgar to sleep.
Right.
And he TKO'd Marlon Moraes. His only loss was Aljamain Sterling, which was I saw that fight. Sterling took it down, took his back, and I just submitted him, which that was a big fight. But he went a bunch into that. I already know I'm going with Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah.
Point blank.
I mean, I was watching some TJ Dillashaw shit. First off, he said the fight he got caught for taking EPOs was the only fight that he took EPOs on.
Because he was cutting down to 125. Yeah. It sounds like a lot of excuses for cheating. But
right. Yeah.
Click on Dillashaw just out of respect. Just click on his record. I know he's fought everybody anyway. Henry Cejudo, Cody Garbrandt, which really Garbrandt isn't even that good anymore. But Lineker, Rafael Assunção, he lost to Cruz, Henry Barral.
When he beat Cody, though, that's when Cody was on the up and up.
No, it was,
though,
but he was probably cheating on fucking juice.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel weird about this fight. I don't like TJ Dillashaw just because he cheated, but I like giving everyone second chances. And he was obviously highly competitive. He is the previous champ, so.
And one thing
I don't know.
The one thing that's interesting is they trained a lot together.
Oh, really?
They're both from Colorado. TJ flew Corey Sandhagen out to Team Alpha Male for one of his camps, I think for Santa Barral.
Yeah.
And Cody came out and said on one of these podcasts he was saying that Sandhagen was piecing him up, but then there was also reports that Dillashaw was piecing Sandhagen up at another camp. So the saying is that the talks that went back and forth. I think this is kind of like. And Brendan Schaub did mention this, but kind of the Conor McGregor-Dustin Poirier thing. Poirier's been in the lab grinding. Sandhagen's been in the lab grinding.
Yeah.
Dillashaw's been off. Conor's been off.
Mm-hmm.
I got Sandhagen by decision.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel the same.
But
he's 5'11", and TJ Dillashaw's what, like 5'4" or something?
No, he's probably like 5'7". Click on him.
5'7".
He's like your height.
Ha!
TJ Dillashaw, 5'6". Oh, yeah, definitely you're right. All right, so we got 5'6". TJ Dillashaw is 35. We kind of call him TJ
I just feel
EPO.
like he has so much motivation, though, and he was the previous champ. So, I don't know. I kind of feel like the line should be closer, but then again, I'm going with Corey Sandhagen by decision, too.
Yeah.
So.
I like this fight. I'm really excited to see this fight. I want to see what TJ Dillashaw looks like. But Corey Sandhagen's a big-time savage.
Yeah,
and he's only lost in recent memories to the champ Sterling and took him down and just got on his back.
And he's been active, like you said, you know.
Might have retired Frankie Edgar.
Yeah.
Might have moved Marlon Moraes up a weight class. I mean, he's dominating dudes.
This is an exciting fight, though, especially for a free fight card.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a pretty good one. Yeah.
All right, so what are we looking? Let's go to best fight odds. Give our bets for this card. Mm-hmm. The most important part of the night. So I hate. Well, first off, there is something on the undercard. Ian Heinisch down there versus Nasser and Imavov. Ian Heinisch, he's the one who fought Kelvin Gastelum last time.
Yeah.
And he hasn't fought since. So I'm curious about that fight. Doesn't mean I'm going to bet it. I pick my bets
What do you
on
like?
this card and on this podcast on Monday, and this is what I do bet. But I know what I'm gonna bet. I'm
What?
doing a 2-team parlay. I'm going Corey Sandhagen,
Okay.
and I'm going Aspen Ladd 2-team parlay.
Okay. I'm going to do a 2-teamer too. I'm going to do Aspen Ladd and Miranda Maverick.
Ooh, going all girls.
Yeah.
Slight girl favorites.
Uh-huh.
Little risky.
Yeah. No, I feel pretty confident about both of those. Miranda Maverick's a savage. I was watching some of her highlights. She's a killer.
She's a favorite, yeah.
Yeah.
And Aspen Ladd was like talked up a lot. She did lose 2 in a row.
Same with Aspen Ladd, yeah. I just don't. I could see TJ coming back hungry and pulling something. You know, it's like, I don't know.
All right.
But yeah, that's my 2-teamer.
So he's going Miranda Maverick, Aspen Ladd 2-team parlay. I'm
Yeah.
going Corey Sandhagen and Aspen Ladd 2-team parlay. That's our UFC on ESPN 27. Sandhagen versus Dillashaw predictions and bets.
Nice.
All right, where are we at, Thomas?
36.
All right, so we've been doing, there's not much sports stuff. We got the Suns Bucks game 6 tomorrow night. Bucks are up 3-2. We got NFL around the corner. So last week we did a top 5 albums from 2018 to 2021, just our favorite.
Right.
This week we're doing our top 10 favorite hip hop artists. We got 1 through 10.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, we talk about this every so often. We haven't done it in a while since we had a pod. We always have something to talk about the pod, but we kind of saved it for a right time. We said, and I remember saying this, that when it's dead summer, midsummer, there's not much shit going on. We'll bring some of this stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing our top 10 favorite hip hop artists. We're going to go 10 to 1. We'll start at 10, and then we will go we'll end at 1.
Yeah.
I want to do what I did last week, too, and write your 10 down like I did on the top 5 albums.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give you the post-it note. I think I had 3 of his 5 albums last time. As long as he didn't just pick one so he knew I wouldn't pick him. I know he likes to do silly shit like that. While he's doing that, I got to just fix my order real quick. But I'm going to write his down first. Talk about it, how you thought it. What was your criteria? Go.
I was just doing, I was considering some guys, I was thinking who I like the most right now, but I feel like over time, I have one rapper on here that, got me into hip-hop that I probably wouldn't put on my, favorite listening right now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a few, guys that are probably personal, from an outside perspective, it would seem a little, I don't want to give any hints, but a little whitewashed in the beginning, I'd say. But, I didn't want to fake it. I wanted to make it all my real guys, you know? So a lot of these are just impact on me. One guy is, my favorite album of all time. And so I just try to play it properly. I feel like 1 and 2 are almost automatic, you know, for most people. But my 3 through 10, I feel like most people wouldn't have a similar list to mine. So I feel like I would know yours, too.
You can write it out.
I feel like I would get at least 7 out of 10.
Yeah, well, I've told him a lot, so he knows.
Yeah, I mean, you know mine too.
Yeah,
you know.
I wrote down 8. I want to write down 10, but I can't think of 10 to write.
Just give me the 8.
Okay, I'll fold it up.
Okay.
All right, so let's start. You go with number 10.
So number 10, I have Asher Roth.
Okay. And that's your number 10.
The reason why, I feel like for me, he's very consistent. I can play all of his albums through. He hasn't had too many projects released. He had the one last year, which made my top album list. And then when was the Retro Hash? 2012, maybe 2013.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of space, but those are 2 of my favorite albums. I'm also putting who am I most excited to see new music from? And Asher Roth's definitely up there on my list. So 10 was my hardest spot. I kept switching between 3 rappers, but so Asher Roth is my number 10.
Okay. All right, my number 10, and I didn't say, I want to say some of that stuff too. You're saying criteria and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not about just right now. It's overall, and
right.
That's something that has had added up on me over the years is duration of these artists, longevity, because in that some of these guys have so many songs, so that has to count.
Right.
You know, you can't take that away from them.
Yeah.
So it's so some of these guys maybe 5 years ago I would have put a little higher because they meant a lot to me at that moment, but 5-6 years later I got to put some of these other guys in there just because like I said, longevity, like some of
Right.
those guys who I love, and we'll get into it. But like for number 10's a good example. Like, and he probably doesn't know I'm gonna put this one in. My number 10 is Kanye West. Yeah, number 10 is Kanye West, bro.
Really?
So yeah, when I really went back and looked at it, because again, I mean, just from even the Watch the Throne album in general, that's one of my favorite albums ever, anyway. And that's Kanye and Jay-Z. And then if you just go through all of Kanye's songs, I mean, there's probably, and this is why I mean duration.
Yeah.
You can probably pick out 25, 30 Kanye songs that have hit over the last 15 years, and that matters, you know. And I went through a lot of the albums. I mean, just from like the Life of Pablo, like Wolves.
That was a huge
Wolves
album.
and Ultra Light Beam, and even on the Ye one, I play with.
What's the main one everyone talks about? Graduation.
Well, Graduation, and that's but I mean, Jesus Walks and All of the Lights and All Falls Down, and like I said, the one on Watch the Thrones, you know, and in Paris, Real G's in Paris, like that song hit. When it was out, bro. That song was big.
Yeah.
And even the one with the Kid See Ghosts with Kid Cudi and features like on Dark Twisted Fantasy, one of the best songs and one of the best Jay-Z verses too, is So Appalled. That song's incredible. Jay-Z, Kanye, Sci-Hi, So Appalled. And so yeah, just you know, that's just a few that I'm just literally going off top. Run This Town is one of Kanye's best verses ever, and that song was hit. It was incredible too. So, and that's one of the things. Duration, amount of songs.
Yeah,
that's why I have to put Kanye West number 10.
I respect that. Number 9, I'm going with Vinnie Paz. I think one of the most consistent, if not the most consistent rappers in the game. He's underground. It's more like gritty, killing Satan worshiper shit, but I listen to most of the music I listen to in the gym, and that's the type of shit that keeps me pumped up. And, you know, so I love Vinnie Paz. So Vinnie Paz number 9.
Okay. And I love Vinnie Paz too. He's not going to make my top 10 list because he just can't. And this is one of the things I'm saying. Like, so my number 9, I'm putting Kendrick Lamar. So just because.
Kendrick?
Yeah, I got Kendrick on there.
Bro.
Yeah, I put Kendrick on there. Again, you got to really put it up. Like what, and this is for example, like what Vinnie Paz song, it's just because we awesome, or we can do Asher Roth, is bigger than just that Control. Is that song called Control?
The diss song?
Yeah, where he just dissed everyone. That song was so impactful.
Are you saying to society or to you? Because I'm doing this based on my...
No, to me, because that was the only... Kendrick's the only person to ever do that. Because we like that shit, where they're talking shit and going back and forth. Like, and we'll get to another artist here soon, but and I'll talk about him. But Kendrick, that was a huge song. Yeah. And like that song, I'm saying that song alone is bigger to me than any Vinnie Paz or Asher Roth song, just for example. You know, and
I don't know what that means though, because for me it's like more consistent. So you might have that one hit, but how many albums?
Well, no, there's more, of course. I mean, like I said,
but that you personally play though.
Well, I would say the Kendrick Lamar "Fragile" song is huge to me. I love that song. When you know, Fragile, I would say the Kendrick Lamar "High Power" song was huge to me. I would say the Kendrick Lamar "J-Rock" song was huge to me. The one,
I love that song.
You know that one. I mean, that song was huge.
What's that song called? Fuck.
Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That song was huge. There were some performances, some live performances from Kendrick. We could even bring it back to when it was Kendrick, J-Rock, Absol, and J-Rock, Absol, and Schoolboy Q. What's that? Blacklit Bastard. That shit was hard back when they had that music video. So that's just, you know, for me, over time, I'm naming these off the top of my head. But and I'm sure there's more songs. But Kendrick Lamar, number 9.
Okay. Number 8, I'm going with the guy behind me right here, Mac Miller. I feel like I was growing up at the same time as him. So, like, even when he had his corny shit when I was younger, we used to love that, like, Nikes on my feet and shit. We used to sing it in middle school. And as I was growing up, his music was also growing up. So that's why I always felt like a personal connection to Mac Miller. And he also reminded me of my brother, too, a little bit. So, Mac Miller at number 8, rest in peace to the legend.
Where did I just put that little paper that I wrote your things on?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll find it after this. All right, next up, we got number 8. I'm going to go... I got 8. I got Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper is...
Really? At 8, huh?
I got Chance at 8, yeah. I think Chance is one of these... And this is one of my higher ones, too, that I'll talk about. But pound for pound, I think Chance the Rapper is incredible. Like, there's not a lot of Chance the Rapper songs that aren't good. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have a lot of songs where you'd be like, oh, I'm going to skip. And I think that's important. So he's not as much of like Kendrick and Kanye in duration, or a Drake is duration, but his songs are good, all of them.
That's how I feel about Vinnie Paz and Asher Roth, though. You
Yeah.
know? I can listen to every single song. I don't have to, like, with Kendrick, me personally, I understand him being in anyone's top list.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I can't play through his whole albums over and over.
Yeah, and again, I didn't say his whole albums, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of songs you will go back to, or for me personally, that I went back to over the years. I mean, we're talking about 15 years now.
Yeah.
You know, but I get what you're saying. You're talking about for Vinnie Paz, a gym album. You know,
I'm just saying music in general. I just listen to music mostly in the gym, you know,
Yeah.
so that's what's going to impact me more.
Yeah.
You know,
but like Chance is on the flip, isn't much of a gym album.
Yeah.
You know, but it's an album where I can play with.
He's had a couple.
With Hendrix. He's had a couple.
Yeah.
But just had a lot of impactful songs over the year and very consistent and in a high, shooting a high percentage.
Yeah.
So Chance the Rapper, number 8.
Okay, number 7. So this one's interesting. I don't think you would predict this one, but this guy, when I first got my iPod when I was like 7 or 8 years old, one of our dad's employees put her music all in my album, and the only rap album at the time was the Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack, and that's when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and of course that was the first thing I played. So 50 Cent is in my number 7 spot, just because he actually got me into the music. I used to pretend like I was him when I was a little kid and shit, you know. So he actually got me into hip hop. So I have to pay homage and give him that 7 spot.
See, and that's the thing that I'm saying though. Like, I feel like with that one, let's just bring Kendrick again. I guarantee there's more Kendrick playback songs that you've had in the last decade. Or I mean, you're
50
you're
Cent
young.
literally got me into hip hop.
Yeah,
so
but
I don't know
but
what
that's
you
why,
mean.
like, yeah, I feel you. But
but what do you mean? What argument is there to make?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because there's no bigger impact than that.
Well, over time, I think.
Well, no, I have so many playback 50 Cent songs that I play like consistently.
Okay, well then if
Yeah.
you do, I think
No, I love 50 Cent.
I've heard you play maybe a couple 50 Cent songs, but I would think you'd play more Kendrick over time than.
No.
Okay.
I still listen to 50 Cent. Like every
Okay.
once in a while, he had that Kanan tape
Yeah, I
that came
remember.
out during the Ghost show. What's that show
Power.
called? Power. And I was playing that shit a shit ton. I still have a few songs off of that. Even from the Get Rich Die Trying, I have a few songs I play out. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's my thing is, like, with that I could say like there was 2 songs that got me into it, but those artists aren't going to make my chart because over time the duration of it, like Are the Rugged Man and Nas Affirmative Action and Are the Rugged Man Lessons, those 2 songs really got me into real gritty hip hop.
Yeah.
But they're not going to make my list just because over time there's not enough playback value compared to some of these other guys.
Yeah.
And again,
I can play Get Rich or Die Trying the whole thing today and still enjoy the whole thing.
And that's true. And that's the thing too. You have like basically a 5-6 year window. So I mean that makes the difference. So it's gonna have more impact, you know. But yeah. So number
7 for me is 50 Cent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 7 for me is I'm gonna go with Joe Budden at number 7.
Okay.
And just because his first off, and again, so a lot I'm saying duration and stuff too. Chance I was saying pound for pound, but there also has got to be something of just like I've always thought Joe Budden's just one of the best rappers.
Yeah.
I always loved his content. A lot of his content were important at points of my life that he was going through, that I was going through.
Yeah.
And that's it. Joe Budden number 7.
Okay. So now 6. I have Brother Ali at my number 6, and there aren't many guys who I can play every single album and listen to every single song and enjoy it, let alone enjoy it, but actually learn something, you know. And All the Beauty in This Whole Life album had a huge impact on me, and it was a very important album to me at the time. And it's like I've actually learned a lot, like growing up and like becoming a man from Brother Ali, you know. And woke me up to different perspectives that I wouldn't get in my day-to-day life, you know. I'm not around any albino Muslims that are fucking, you know, have the knowledge of Gandhi almost, you know.
Yeah.
So, and he's a rapper, and he's underground, and, you know, he's just a legend. So, Brother Ali, number 6.
I still gotta listen to that 5-pack.
Yeah.
I told you about the single, and then I never even listened to the 5-pack.
Yeah, he's such a legend.
Shout out to Brother Ali.
Yeah.
I love Brother Ali as well.
A lot.
All right, my number 6 is I'm going at number 6. It was hard for me to pick my order, but number 6, I'm gonna go with Macklemore, it was a similar thing to Joe Budden, but just on a different spectrum. And that's why I like both of them. Because Joe Budden's a little bit more grittier, I would say. But Macklemore also, but they both went through similar life struggles. And at points in my life where I was going through those similar struggles, but just on different spectrums. Like Macklemore, white guy from Seattle, left side. Budden, street dude from New Jersey, more grit. But Macklemore had some really impactful songs in my life, like Other Side, Make the Money. I still think The Heist is one of the best albums ever. But number 6, I'm doing Macklemore.
Okay, number 5. I don't know if you'll be surprised by this, but I have Royce da 5'9" at my number 5 spot. Similar reason to Brother Ali. I've actually learned a lot from Royce da 5'9", and Book of Ryan, I think, might be definitely in my top 3 favorite albums of all time. Plus, like, again, like Brother Ali, I've actually learned a lot from a different perspective. And, like, there hasn't been many moments when someone tells me something opposite of what my previous beliefs were, and it flips me. And Royce has been able to do it through music and just, as of late, been putting out amazing music. So, Royce da 5'9" at my number 5 spot.
Nice.
And just an amazing rapper, too.
Yeah, shout out to Royce. One of the best, like, rappers.
Yeah.
All right, my number 5 is, I'm going with Drake at number 5. And not much of a topic there. I mean, he just has so many songs over and over. Yeah. And again, it's the same thing I said. And I get like, but like he gets a bigger pass for you, I know, than like Kendrick, you know. Yeah. But I think they're similar. And if anything, I think Kendrick is a little bit grittier, but Drake just has way more. Drake has a bunch. But I want to be fair. And like Drake, the ones that we forget that were big were like back to back and Summer 16, like these big ones that were big, kind of like the Kendrick Lamar Control, which were real like rippity rip going back and forth. Him going back and forth with Sci High, and then of course of all the big hits from God's Plan and all that stuff. And we like all the last songs, the Lemon Pepper Freestyles, The Ride, Do Not Disturb, all those songs. So and again, Drake's just huge. It's it's too hard not to put him on the list. So
I probably should have put him on my list.
I got Drake at number 5.
I always forget about Drake for some reason. Number 4, I have R.A. the Rugged Man. Again, another guy that, first off, he got me.
I'm surprised you don't have Drake on your list.
Huh?
I'm surprised you don't have Drake on the list.
Yeah, I just don't like, I don't know why.
Yeah. You didn't see that, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You didn't see that same spectrum, but yeah.
What are you saying? Which
duration and longevity and so many songs that has to count.
Yeah, but I don't play Drake. I don't play Drake that often.
Yearly.
Yeah. I'm excited for his new album, but like I don't have a Drake album I go back and play.
See, you're looking too much albums. It's just
no, I'm saying to me personally.
Over time.
But what do you mean? I'm not going back to a lot of Drake songs.
I would say even personally. I would say I guarantee you have more hours played of Drake than 50 Cent, for sure. I would put my life on that. You have more hours played of Drake than 50 Cent.
I think you'd be surprised.
But I think he puts out so much music that it gets underestimated.
Yeah.
So it's almost like Drake's just Drake. But that's why I had to throw the Kandis and stuff in there.
And when I'm thinking like rappers, for some reason Drake just doesn't pop in my head, Even though I do, like, I'm not dissing Drake. I just don't have many albums I go back and play or songs that I go back and play, you know? Like when they're hot, I'll play them like for the first like week or so that they're hot. Right. And then they kind of die off for me. Every artist on my list has songs I still listen to on like a consistent basis, you know. So why I have R.A. the Rugged Man, Legends Never Die is my favorite album of all time. That was when I was like kind of struggling in high school and, normal life shit. But that album I listen to almost every day, like through school and shit. So R.A. the Rugged Man. And I just love him. He is a legend. I feel like he doesn't get as many props as he deserves.
Was Legends Never Die the most recent one?
No.
Okay.
Legends Never Die was like 2012 or something.
I was going to say, that was the one you didn't add. I was like, why didn't you add that?
No, Legends Never Die. Yeah, that is almost the perfect album in my eyes. So, shout out to R.A. the Rugged Man.
Like I said, one of his first songs back in like 2008, Lessons, was one of my biggest songs that got me into like real like gritty rap and real hip hop. Yeah. So shout out to R.A. the Rugged Man. My number 4 is, I'm going with King Los at number 4.
Damn.
And this is kind of like
really
what he's saying with a lot of these guys right here.
Yeah.
Is like King Los is that to me. Now, Vinnie Paz and what he's saying, R.A. the Rugged Man, I agree. Like they're good gym rap albums, and it gives me that grittiness sometimes. But I would say at a point in my life, King Los did that for me that I needed it the most. And I honestly think like when we just talk about like rap, like King Los is the best rapper, just rap, like just can rap better than everybody. So that has to
You
count.
mean like technically?
Just technically, yeah. And he also does the metaphysical thing, similar to one person up front, but not as much as the other person. You know who I'm gonna have higher up on the list, but kind of like that, and I like that metaphysical. He not only does he rap it, he can probably out rap everybody. He also raps about like higher knowledge shit. I'm to the point where he would just with the daylight, you know. Rap battle shit, and the people who do rap battles are rapidy rap dudes. But yeah,
first off, we didn't watch that.
I know. I watched some interviews after, but it was $50. We didn't want to pay the 50.
You're right. Yeah.
But I got King Los at number 4.
Okay. Yeah, and I feel that way about Brother Ali. You know. So my number 3, actually, you had him at number 7, but my number 3 is Joe Budden. There isn't a rapper, like, I was born in 98, I'm 23, and there's not rappers, like, I try, because I mean, I love hip-hop, so I listen to Sway in the Morning and these type of guys, and when they mention names of old legends, I always try to play their albums from, like late 90s or early 2000s, and it's just I wasn't outside during the time, like just the instrumentals, it doesn't sound good to me. But I can go to any Joe Budden album of all time, like even early 2000s, and listen to the whole thing straight, and it still sounds good currently in 2021. And music doesn't age that way, you know. Again, with the content, I don't think there is a rapper better at storytelling. You know, he might not be as technical as most of these guys with the triple, quadruple entendres, but when it comes to like rap and storytelling, he's, you know, I don't think there's any better or more consistent than Joe Budden, honestly. So Joe Budden is in my number 3 spot.
So we both had him on our top 10 list.
Yeah.
All right, so that's number 3, Joe Budden. Number 3 for me, I got to go Eminem here. And that's kind of, again, this is the just overtime duration thing. There was points in my life too where I was 19 working some silly job, just listening to the Marshall Mathers LP. And another thing, like even on my top 20 or on my top songs from 2020, he still had a song on there from that most recent album. I'm drawing a blank on what that name was, but yeah, I don't got much to say other than Eminem number 3.
Okay, and mine number 2 is Eminem. You know, I just feel like you have to. And again, he got me into hip hop when I was a younger kid. Vinnie and my sister, that's all they used to play. Well, at least Alexis, that's all she used to play when I was growing up. My older sister, and watching 8 Mile as a kid, you know. And again, Eminem got me into hip hop. Also, being white, when you see someone who enjoys the culture that looks like you, especially when you're younger, you identify it. It's just the same as superheroes, you know. So for me, that was Eminem. So Eminem has to go in my 2nd spot.
My number 2 spot, I'm assuming it's going to be his number 1 spot. I'm going number 2. I got Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Similar to Eminem. Again, duration, so many albums. And Jay just probably, the only reason I put him over Eminem was I think there's more
content. Not content,
no,
but
let's say content.
There's more of a message in his music, maybe, or
maybe it just. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's. I think there's probably more Jay-Z songs. That's probably what it is. There's probably more Jay-Z songs
that you go back to play
than Eminem overall. Yeah. You know. So that's probably. I think there's just more. They're both similar. Both were gritty. You know, both were rapping.
I think the type of content was different too. You know.
Yeah. Well, I think that might hurt Eminem.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
Than Jay. Jay wasn't talking about killing his wife and some silly shit.
Right.
But then again, I also thought, you know, like Eminem Sing for the Moment and Till I Collapse was a big popular song, Lose Yourself. And these are some of the most popular ones. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I got Jay-Z number 2.
Yeah, my number 1 spot, Jay-Z. I feel like they're, you know, I mean, you don't even really need an explanation anymore. But,
yeah.
444, I mean, like, that is the most recent album. No one really has it in their top. That's one of my top 5 favorite albums. It might be my favorite Jay-Z album, too.
Wow.
But I know that's a lot to. Everyone says Unreasonable Doubt or The Blueprints. I mean, it's hard for me because I like the Black Album and
the
Blueprint.
Black Album.
Those two are up there for me, so it's probably the Black Album or 444. But
yeah,
I love that album, and it's recent, and it just his progression as an artist and the content that's been in his songs. You know, now that he's on his grown man shit, he's a billionaire. I like that he's actually bringing that to his music. You know, the one thing about Eminem, it's like it's the same type of content almost. You know, it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like we haven't seen him. We haven't seen it, like the content in his music change, you know.
Well, early on there was more, like pre 2002 and stuff, pre Eminem show. And then it got a little, his 2 best albums, Marshall Mathers LP was in 2000, Eminem show in 2002. After that, it started to get a little ran down a little bit.
Yeah, and Eminem's still in my second spot. I mean, he is one of my favorite rappers.
And
so
that might have been when he got.
But I'm just saying why I put Jay-Z above Eminem. Like Eminem's songs are still about jealousy and silly shit. Jay-Z's about breaking. What's the thing you always say? Breaking curses, family curses, generational curses. Talking about investing your money properly. Just more grown man shit instead of saying to the old petty things that you'd attribute more to kids. Yeah. So, Jay-Z, number one.
Yeah, and even his pop songs, like I said, "Run This Town" and "Real Dudes in Paris," and these songs were big and really good. Yeah. I mean, I actually was. I got to even tell you today. I got on the treadmill today. I was like, "Fuck it, I went to go lift. I'm gonna do back and by." Said I was gonna get in the sauna, and I was just feeling nah, we gotta go put in more work. So I got on the treadmill for 30 minutes, and I pulled up the Black album, and there's two songs that hit harder than any two songs combined. Threat, right into Moment of Clarity. Yeah. So come on, you can't. The Threat into Moment of Clarity is pretty huge. When I need that extra 8 minutes at 7.7, sprinting for the last 2 minutes, come on, don't play with me. Yeah. All right. So and then my number one is I'm going with Jay Electronica, and he's similar. Wow. He's similar to the Chance thing. Just pound for pound, he doesn't miss. And also he's the most, what he says with Brother Ali to me is Jay Electronica. And I know what he's saying with Brother Ali too. I feel that way, but it's not to the level of Jay Electronica for me personally. He is literally the most manliest, metaphysical, conscious rapper. I mean, I've had grown men with me cry when this man speaks and raps, and those are big facts. I've had grown men cry in the room with me when music videos came on. So, shout out to Jay Electronica. He never misses. The most meaningful man consciousness rapper out there. So shout out to Jay Electronica. That's my number one artist.
Cool. I like that list. Let me see. What were your predictions? Do you have it? Let's see how many you got.
I didn't get Royce, and I didn't get.
So he is Asher, R.A., Vinnie Paz, Jay-Z, M, Brother Ali, Mac Miller. Okay, Drake.
I put Drake on there. I thought for sure
1,
Drake.
2,
but
3, 4, 5. You got 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I probably would have gotten the same with you. Yeah. Actually, who would I have missed?
You wouldn't have got Kanye, Kendrick.
Oh, I definitely wouldn't have got Kanye or Kendrick. I think I would have gotten everyone else.
Do you know Chance? So you would have put Chance there? 100%. You already know Budden, Macklemore. Would you put
Only one Drake? I would have put Sci-Hi. Oh, no, I wouldn't have
Sci-Hi was
Drake.
The one with 10 with Kanye.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put Drake.
Yeah, and that's the thing I've evolved as I've got a little older. Yeah. Yours is more what my list would have been 5-6 years ago, but as I've gotten older, I think there's some duration. So that's why literally Kanye has to pass Sci-Hi, even though Sci-Hi was in that thing where a couple moments in my life where it meant a lot. But I think Kanye has to pass him now because he's just so many songs. So, because Kanye is the same as Jay-Z and M in a realistic fashion. But
who? Kanye?
Kanye, similar to Jay-Z and M.
He was in a later generation though.
Yeah. 2002, M,
they were in
right after,
right? Or even
Jay's
earlier?
first album was 96, but M's first was 97, 98. It was more underground, but the Marshall Mathers LP, which was big, was 2000. That was the the gray cover. Yeah. But
with Drug Ballad and shit. Is that album? Yeah.
Yeah. No, the Drug Ballad, that's that 97, 98 one with where he's out on that little dock. Oh. Yeah. But anyway, all right.
I am surprised. I'm surprised by your list. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a good list.
Yeah, Jay-Z. The 1 and 2 spot. I didn't know you were gonna do. I thought you were gonna have Jay Electronica number 2.
No, I had to go Jay Electronica number 1. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. But he hasn't put that much music out though.
Again, there's nothing Jay-Z has ever put in a song as meaningful to Jay Electronica's 20 songs.
20?
Well, yeah, really.
No.
There's no deep meaning.
Maybe 5.
Okay, well, fine, but that's still a lot.
In a versus Jay Electronica versus Jay-Z, who do you have?
Well, that's me personally. I'm going Jay Electronica all day.
In the verses, though?
Yeah, for sure.
If you're going this song, you think Jay Electronica again,
again, we're talking. That's again that thing of
I know personal preference and what you enjoy.
Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane's gonna put on these hard songs for the street, but Jeezy had way more bigger songs. Right. But Gucci Mane might win in that thing. Of course, Jay-Z's gonna win that because he has more pop hits.
I'm not saying to the public. I'm saying to you personally. You think Jay Electronica wins that? Because I don't think so.
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Again, I don't like that, though. It's not because they're different. Jay-Z is more of a pop star. You know, so he's more Jay-Z.
No, but Jay-Z is a
and
rapper
Drake,
that went pop.
Jay-Z and Drake are the same. Jay-Z and Drake are the same.
I don't think so.
Jay-Z just came from a grittier generation.
Okay.
But they're the same.
I can see that.
Artist-wise. You know, and that's why I think you got to put Drake
But Jay-Z never went as soft as
Well, it's a different
Drake.
generation. You can't be that in 96. You know?
Yeah.
Drake in 08, it's a different game.
I don't know why I don't like the compare. I mean, they're both at the top of the game. I don't like that comparison.
Yeah. Again, because we look at Drake, we just look at Jay-Z as grittier, you know.
Yeah.
But they're the same. They put all the pop hits. You know, they put out all the albums.
Are there any guys that we aren't? Oh, well, neither of us had Biggie Smalls or Tupac in our list. But for me, I was born in 98, so, I mean, you know.
And you said some of the ones that maybe, you know, if I had a top 20, you probably named a couple on there.
Yeah.
You know. I would the one that I thought of when we were doing this, and she's kind of in the Chance and Jay Electronica thing. Lauryn Hill, you know, she's pound for pound incredible. Like if I did a top 5 albums ever, her Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is probably on my top 5, at least. top 10.
That's a good one.
You know, and she only put out one album by herself.
Yeah.
And then she had the MTV Unplugged, which had that one big song. You know, I get out of all your boxes, I get out. That song. So. Anyway, but Lauryn Hill was one. You said Sci-Hi was up there, but I put some thought in it. Again, I think you got to give duration and amount of songs if you really listen. And this is over 10, 12 years now. You know, the other one that maybe been out that people could have talked about, like Lil Wayne, because he has a lot of duration as well. But I would still put Kanye West songs that would bang more to me than Lil Wayne.
Honestly, that's one of the big hip hop moments in my life too. I remember being in the car with you and all your friends in the FJ Cruiser, and you were blasting that new Lil Wayne album.
The Carter 3.
With the phone home.
And the Carter 3, probably,
yeah. That's one of my first
came out,
hip hop
right in
moments.
07, 08 or whenever that was.
Yeah.
I remember that. That's when I first moved to California too.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was playing that one a lot.
I had Jay Electronica. I have them actually under Asher Roth because those two are like interchangeable for me.
Yeah.
Because there are Jay Electronica songs that I'm honestly, I play Jay Electronica a lot. I listen to that announcement.
You went to that album with me too, yeah, the announcement, bro.
Yeah.
Jay Electronica, bro. Yeah. He's on a different level. Because no one raps what he raps about.
That's true.
You know?
Other than Brother Ali. I think.
Close.
Who else is
the other one?
But I don't. I think you're disrespecting Brother Ali.
I said close, and I gave Brother Ali love on there.
Yeah.
He's not Jay. Because the difference to me is this. I don't feel the same. I don't want to say gritty's the word, but that's probably the best word I could
Brother
think.
Ali is gritty.
But I'm saying if I had to pick a little bit more, I would say just a little bit grittier version.
I don't think so.
You know,
I don't think he gets even. I don't think he gets more pure than Brother Ali.
No, he's up there. He's up there. That's what I'm saying. He's in the same. Again, they're both part of the Nation of Islam. They come from the same people. You know? But yeah, I mean, they're from the same thing. So.
Jay Electronica was the only one that I considered on the list that I didn't put in.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else?
Sci-Hi was the only one right there.
I guess Drake. I don't know why I just don't put him in that list for me for some reason. 'Cause I just think more R&B when I think Drake. You know.
It's that thing.
And like I don't. Other than the Ride, that's one song I do go back and I'll play every once in a while. And then what's the Rick Ross song on that album? There's the Ride and then.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head.
And whatever that record, but those two songs, and they're both off of Take Care, but those are the only two songs that I really go back and listen to that are rap.
Like you said, maybe played for a couple weeks and went out, but that has to matter. Like his pop songs were big. Like you play God's Plan. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one that's popping up. I'm trying to that even when he comes on like the Seeing Green. I mean, this is just newer stuff. The Seeing Green with Nicki Minaj.
No, that's hard.
He killed that shit.
That's hard.
And he has a lot of those.
Yeah, you're probably right. I probably should have put, but it's like Mac Miller. I have to have him on the list. You know.
I mean, like I'm pulling up some right now. Like Mob Ties was hard, and I'm just putting up like recent album ones.
Yeah.
These are ones that you played for a couple weeks. You know.
Definitely.
Lemon Pepper Freestyle was incredible.
It's just everyone on my list I listen to almost on a daily basis or every other day. They're never not in my rotation.
Right.
You know.
But I mean,
Drake gets out of my rotation a lot
because he has so much content.
What do you mean?
He puts out so much music.
But no,
so
if the songs,
they keep going.
If the songs were good enough, it'd probably stay in my catalog.
Views and Fire and Desire. This is on the Views album, but Views, Fire and Desire, Weston Road Flows was incredible. And these are just going down albums. I mean, like I said, Lemon Pepper Freestyle was an incredible song.
I just don't know where I'd fit him in my list.
More Life, Free Smoke, when he brought out all the British guys like Giggs on No Long Talk. And Madiba Redeem, that shit was hard. That 44-22, I love that shit. From Blem into 44-22.
Yeah.
And then into Galchester. That was
all right. Sorry, Asher.
That was when he had Do Not Disturb on there. Fake Love was a good pop song.
Fake Love?
Yeah. Showing fake love to me.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was hard.
Yeah.
Nothing was the same. I'm just pulling through albums.
I guess I could put him at my number 10 spot.
Pound Cake, Drake and Jay-Z is an incredible song.
All right.
Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah.
So, I got more. Thank Me
Bro,
Later.
okay.
Thank Me
All
Later.
right,
we got Drake. Light
it.
Up. How about Light Up? Don't let me put Light Up on here real quick and get us copyrighted.
Don't do
Make
that.
the shit light up. That shit was hard.
No way.
That was hard.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You're right.
Shout out to Drake. All right, let's do songs of the week. Let's get out of here.
Cool.
Where are we? Over an hour?
Yeah, we're over an hour.
All right.
Hour and 10.
I'll go for songs of the week. The best song this week.
Yeah.
Shout out to the women. It's Femi at Forward in Rhapsody. Iconic. That shit is hard.
I think I heard that too. Was it on Release Radar?
Yeah.
I think I heard that this morning.
Yeah, that shit's incredible.
Well, I'm gonna just do the one. I'm gonna go on "Rain" by Mickey Fax, and it's featuring Asher Roth. I love that song. Asher Roth's in my top 10, and I've been loving Mickey Fax too. So "Rain."
Rain. All right, my next song. I'm gonna go with. Let's see. I got two I want to go with, but let's stay away from that one. There's a song called "Up to You." I don't know how to say this artist, but it's Matt Randall, Westside Boogie, and it's like SXLXMXN, and then Mal London. I love Westside Boogie. Westside Boogie should be up soon. Song's called "Up to You." Matt Randall, Westside Boogie, and Solomon, I think, which is with X's instead of O's.
I was surprised. I actually gave Tech 9 a shot this week with his new song, and it's called "Take Your Halo."
I saw it.
And that's it's good.
I played for like 20 seconds. I couldn't listen.
I like his choruses when he has that type of, I don't even know how to describe it, but almost like choir-y feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tech 9, "Take Your Halo." It's
Someone sing it on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the chorus is good.
Yeah.
I like the chorus.
That's
it
what
was
I said.
good
That's
in the gym in the morning. I'm up at like 4,
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's what I'm saying. That Kendrick Lamar Tech 9 song, that's the Fragile song. That song's incredible.
No, it is. Yeah.
Anyway. All right. So that's our songs of the week. Bets of the week. We'll stick with the UFC. I'm going Aspen Ladd, Corey Sandhagen, 2-team parlay.
Yeah, I'm going Miranda Maverick and Aspen Ladd, 2-team parlay.
All right. And that's it. KandiShow, episode 23. Tell them all the things to follow us. Tell them everything we're on.
Yeah, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, TikTok. We have a Facebook page, all at KandiShow, KandiShow. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube.
Check out all our videos.
Yes,
This
sir.
is KandiShow, episode 23. Let's get it.
Bang.